Hello, today we're going to talk about Grenada, the Citizenship by Investment program in Grenada. And today I have with me Thomas Anthony, the CEO of the Investment Migration Agency for Grenada.
Hello, everyone.
So, if you had to sum up Grenada's biggest advantage beyond all other Caribbean programs, what would that be?
I think the biggest advantage would be the E2 treaty with the United States. So what that means is that Grenadians can invest a minimum of 51% in a US located company and they get a 5-year multiple entry visa for themselves and their family to live, go to school in the US. No other Caribbean country has access to the US in the way that Grenada does.
Do you think that the E2 treaty is shaping the pool of applicants that are coming to Grenada?
I don't think it's shaping the pool of applicants. It's a good to have, right? But most people apply to the Grenada program for other reasons, such as the global mobility, 150 countries that you have access to without having to apply for a visa, yeah? And also, we have a fast processing time. So currently, we're processing applications between 2 and 4 months. So quick turnaround time, and we have a competitive pricing for families. There's also the St. George's University, which is a well-renowned university,
The
medical university. 1 in 10 doctors in the US have gone through the St. George's Medical School, and the practical component of the medical program is done in US hospitals. And so you have access to work in the US in the medical field.
What would you say, how can you ensure that the program attracts committed investors and not just people that are collecting second passports?
Very good question. And that's something that has occupied our minds for some time. And so we are now creating what is called the Diaspora Office. And this essentially is our way of reaching out to our diaspora, to the CBI diaspora, to organize them in a way that we can have various functions as we celebrate milestones in Grenada, such as independence. We started with celebrating our independence in Dubai last year, in February, inviting the diaspora. So it's a way to connect with the diaspora so that they can learn about Grenada culturally, learn facts about Grenada, but also for them to be able to impart their knowledge and expertise to help us develop the country. So that we'll ask, for example, people with specialist knowledge, maybe to come to the island for a period of time and to train others. So it's an attempt to bring the CBI diaspora into the general diaspora of Grenada.
Thank you. And what trends are you seeing when it comes to families that are applying for Grenada, especially those with dependents and siblings?
We, in Grenada, the number 1 and number 2, close number 1 and number 2 spot in terms of demographics is occupied by Nigerians and Chinese. But the trend that we're now seeing is more Americans are applying for Grenada citizenship. I suppose that has to do with the geopolitical issues, but that's a trend that we have been seeing going back about a year and a half now, and it's growing. So more families out of the US applying for the programs.
And what would you say is a key advantage that Grenada has over other Caribbean programs but gets overlooked?
I think one key advantage is we embrace and utilize new technologies. So our application process is completely digital. From the submission of the application to the issuance of the citizenship certificate, it's completely digital. So wherever in the world I am, or any of my staff may be, we can process the applications. It does not stop the application from moving along the process flow. I think that's a big advantage that we have.
For those investors that actually want to engage with Grenada, whether to live there, work, or do business, what support exists after citizenship is granted?
And this is why I said earlier, we're building out this diaspora desk, and that is to build a relationship with the citizens. So currently, with all programs, passport is issued and there's no relationship. So we're changing that. So that we'll provide information about investment opportunities, philanthropic opportunities, sponsorship opportunities, and just opportunities for them to come and spend some time on the island and impart their knowledge to locals on the island. So building that support system for individuals who become citizens via the program.
And what would you say, how do you see the Grenada CBI evolving over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think like other programs, there's going to be a residency component. It will be about 30 days. And I think that at some point too, there's going to be an educational component where you have to spend some time virtually learning about the program, learning about the country, its history, things like who is the Prime Minister, when is the independence, where is it geographically, what's the population, to try and create a genuine link between the citizen and the country. So that's the change that is coming, not just to Grenada, but to all of the Caribbean programs.
And what would you advise potential future investors into the Grenada CBI, how to approach the selection of their investment?
So I'd say a good starting place is the website, imagrenada.gd. We have an AI, which is called Ari, support representative. She can answer most questions that you have. But more importantly, you will see a link to licensed individuals. You have the licensed marketing agents that are listed, the licensed local agents that you must form a relationship with. They are the ones who submit the application to the agency. And then critically, you have the listed approved projects, so that when you're making an investment, you know that that particular project is an approved one, right? And on the website, it's not just listed names, but you also have links to each of these individuals and developments. So each project has a website that you can then go to get more information about whether they have a history of delivering projects, right? So that's a good source. And then also trusting the people like you that they are familiar with, that they have already a relationship with, or that speak their language, understand the local circumstances, and you can give them the direction, information as to how to proceed with the application, and you can help them to build the application bundle to be submitted to us. So I'd say trusted individuals, go to the website, check to see that the person who's talking to you is a licensed person, right? Is authorized, and deal with people who are located in the place that you are, or speak the language, so that you can have a clear understanding of the process.
Thank you. And for the end, can you tell us your 3 favorite things about Grenada?
Ooh, boy, there's so many different things. So Grenada, geographically, is a mountainous island. And so you can go from sea level, wonderful white sand beaches, to 1,900 feet within half an hour. And so from just about anywhere in Grenada, for those who are water lovers, you see the ocean just about anywhere. Other islands, some islands are not like that. You have to be on the coast to see the water. So that's one thing I love about Grenada. Another is there are lots of things to do. If you love nature, there are several waterfalls. There's a marine park for those who like to dive, and that marine park is growing all the time. And just sun just about every day, right? And one of the really important festivals too that I love about Grenada is Carnival. So every second week of August, every August in the second week, we have 11 days of just pure fun. Dancing, drinking, costumes, just fun for 11 days. And that is something that a new citizen should experience.
So this is the best time to visit Grenada for the first time.
I would say yes, around that time. The first 2 weeks of August, fantastic time to be in Grenada.
Thank you. Well, I guess we know what I'm gonna do next August.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.